Alright, let's talk about square roots and irrational numbers. So we're going to start with irrational numbers. So an irrational number is any number that is a decimal that goes on forever and doesn't repeat. So say we had 2.1247813 and so on. You can see that that's not repeating and it's going on forever because I put those dots there. So this is irrational. Some stuff that isn't irrational is if we had 2.112112, because that's repeating. Even though it goes on forever, this is not irrational because it repeats. If it terminates, so let's say we had 2.112, that's not irrational because it ends. So an irrational number is any number, any decimal that goes on forever and does not repeat. Alright, so now let's talk about square roots. And I'm going to start with the perfect square roots. So any square root is a perfect square root is a number that's squared to get the number that's inside the square root. So we have the square root of 1, which equals 1, because 1 squared is 1. Square root of 4 equals 2, because 2 squared is 4. Square root of 9 equals 3. Square root of 16 equals 4. Square root of 25 equals 5. Square root of 36 equals 6. Square root of 49 equals 7. Square root of 64 equals 8. Square root of 81 equals 9. Square root of 100 equals 10. Square root of 121 equals 11. Square root of 144 equals 12. Square root of 169 equals 13. Square root of 196 equals 14. Square root of 225 equals 15. Square root of 400 equals 20. Square root of 625 equals 25. You notice I skipped 16 through 19 and 21 through 24 because those aren't as common. These are all the common ones. So any of these square roots are going to be rational numbers. Any number in between them is going to be an irrational number. So if I had the square root of, let's go with 70. 70 is not on this list, so it is irrational. Any number that's not a perfect square root is irrational. Now if we wanted to estimate this, we would see where 70 falls. So 70 falls somewhere between 64 and 81. So square root of 70 is somewhere between 8 and 9. Well, 70 is a little bit closer to 64 than it is 81. But not too much. So if I was going to estimate this, I would estimate it as something like 8 4/10. Let's do a couple more examples of that estimation. So let's say we had the square root of 103. So 103 would be between 10 and 11 because it's between 100 and 121. So it would be somewhere between 10 and 11. Now 103 is closer to 10, or closer to 100, so it's going to be closer to 10. So I'd estimate that to be about 10 and 1/10. Let's do one more. So let's say we had the square root of 200. So square root of 200 is going to be right here between 196 and 225. So our estimate is going to be somewhere between 14 and 15. If I want to estimate that a little bit closer, 200 is closer to 196. So this is going to be closer to 14. So I'm going to say it's probably about 14.1, 14.2, something like that. So that's how you estimate square roots.